Hi guys, welcome back. Today we're installing the sub, the Alpine SWE-815 sub into the car. To do that, obviously you need the wiring, but we're going to get started straight away. So the first thing we're going to do is run power. So to do that, we're going to need this wire. We're going to feed it from the front all the way backwards. So we're going to open the bonnet up, attach it to the cable, and then work out the best route for it all to get basically fed through to about here-ish. Is probably what I'm going to do, and to do that we're going to go down the weather strip. I'm going to move my car, but we're going to go down the weather strip just down the side here. First kit we're going to undo is the yellow one in this kit, which is basically your power wire. As you can see, it's got a little fuse box here which has a 10 amp fuse inside, so that just snaps shut. If I can do it one-handed, that is. There we go, so that just snaps shut, and then that's going to stick on top of the fuse box. That's going to attach to the, I guess, positive side. So that's going to attach to the positive side. So now I just need to feed it through. Now, some people say you've got to remove the back seats. I'm going to see if I can find a way, basically removing the parcel shelf and then just finding a way through there. But either way, like I said before, the plan is, living life on the edge. The plan is in this weather strip. So we're just going to remove this. Basically we're going to run the wire inside here is the plan. It's going to go down here, all the way down here into here somewhere, and then we're going to get from here into the engine bay. Not sure how, but we're going to do it. So just to show you what I've achieved so far, basically I dropped the front seat, stuck a metal coat hanger underneath this seat. As you can see, it moves quite a bit, so you can lift it up a little bit, and then on the back, that's where I've come out. So get your hand in there, grab the coat hanger and pull it out. Now I'm basically going to attach this, which actually disconnects, I'll show you, disconnects from the bulky bit just here. So I don't need to run this through the whole car. I can run just this little thin cable through the car, connect it at the end, and we're all good. So as you can see, you got it here, ignore lumps of wood, low life, right? And then I'm going to stick it onto there, pull that back through the seat, and then we're going to run it from this coat hanger. We're going to run it somehow into this channel, probably just slip it underneath because I can get my fingers under there, slip it underneath. I think this, I can then slip it from here, pop it through to here, channel all the way through, and I'm thinking of running it through this grommet, but I'll see if I can get it, you know, through the firewall first. It's gone through. So you see it from there to here, as you can see. Please ignore the centre. So all I had to do was literally, once again, you can lift this up quite a bit without having to take it all off. So I'm going to run it from here, probably, looks like there's some carpet here I might be able to get under, but either way I'm going to get into this trim as soon as possible. If it ends up with just a little yellow wire just skirting across here to this trim, I'm okay with that. Obviously you can kind of wire it however you want. If you want to remove this whole side panel, you can. Once again, I've literally just lifted this, slid my wire into there. You can see there is some of the loom in there, but I'm now just going to pull this through. So you're trying to give myself enough length to kind of get to the front of the car. And then you can see how much yellow cable I've still got left back there. So I'm just going to keep on pulling. There we go, there should be pretty much enough to get to the front of the car now. So now I'm just going to work with tucking this in here somewhere, probably just lifting this up and sliding it underneath, to be honest. And as I lift, you can kind of see there's a gap appearing. So that means I can run it from my seat under here, and it's going to run down this whole channel. And then, like I said, we're going to deal with the glove box. That's probably going to be the hardest bit, is actually getting it into the engine bay. Okay, I'm looking in my glove box and it's a mess. So I can see where a loom comes through, which is here. There's a massive loom that comes through somewhere through there, but I'm going to use my phone actually to see if I can see any way into the actual engine but right now I can't. Maybe there's something over there, but just zooming out you can see just how that looks disgusting. Anyway, you can see just how full this area is, so I think our best bet would be to come through this grommet. So the way I done it last time, just jump out and run round. So this is what I done with my Turbo Smart boost cage. I ran it through like that, and it runs down the side of the panels. You can just see it there, and it pops out here, and then obviously I can get into my engine bay and all my stuff. So in terms of the same on this side, I could run it down this panel through, you know, under here somewhere, you know, onto my fuse box. I think that might be the best way of doing it. I'll have another look and get back to you guys. Okay, so quick update for you guys. I haven't gone any further, so you're still fully in the installation. It's been about 20 minutes. I've just been messing around with different ways of routing this. Oh my god, I can't get out my car. Oh, right, okay, back into the car, but on my knees. Oh, right, inside here, you can see this thing. That thing there is the end of my coat hanger, as you can see. So I've slid my coat hanger through that grommet. You can just see it there. I've slid it basically down vertically, and then I fed my hand through this flap. Now you have got this flap 100%, it's there because that's where the loom runs through. It's just tucked behind the fuse thing, so you can pull this bit out and it just folds back on itself. So I'm now going to basically run this cable up through here. I'm going to find a way into the glove box, which you can actually see my dash cam is grounded here, so I'm going to run it basically through there. It will come out here. Just to give you context of where I am right now, that's where I am. So ground here, it's going to come out here. I'm going to run it onto there, masking tape it on, pull it through the hole, and then we're going to run it straight through the bodywork onto the fuse. That's probably the hardest bit of this install so far, I guess. Obviously we've still got to find the loom on the other side of the vehicle, but for now this has been the hardest bit, is just getting through this little section. Obviously now that you guys know how to do it, you should be able to do it in like about 5 minutes, where it took me about 20 minutes to work out, you know, the best place for this to happen. Just to show you what I mean by the coat hanger trick. So I've just slid a coat hanger through this gap into that hole, attach it to the end, and I'm going to pull the coat hanger through, and there's my wire. So I'm going to make sure this is all untangled as I'm putting it through, which is very hard to do one-handed, and we're fully through. And that, almost thought I hit my paint mic then, that is how you run a cable from there to there. So now I'm going to grab my where did I put it? I put it somewhere. Oh, it's in the driver's seat. So I'm going to grab this, run around the front again. So now this connects onto here. Obviously not all kits will come with this, wire it up how you need to, but this is what I need to do. So now I'm going to connect that onto there, connect that onto there, and we're officially wired in. Okay, so now that the power's sorted, obviously I haven't plugged it in just yet, I'm going to probably leave that to last. But at least I know it's wired to the correct place. That's some balance, and that is right. Wire loom. So the way this is connected is 3 clips. I broke that one by accident, but you just grab it, pull it up. You know, it's just a push fitted piece of plastic. This very scary thing here is your wiring loom. Now then, so it is all kind of attached into there. Be extremely careful here. This is your ribbon that powers your ST illuminated seals, are they called? Door seals, something like that. Anyway, powers that. Be extremely careful with that. So you don't want to break that ribbon. And be extremely careful here, because this is where all kind of your airbag connections and everything goes there, so don't touch that. Anyway, we're going to move up to here. So you can see if you did want to take this one off, you have just got a little clip in there. I'll try and focus on it. So you've got a little clip in there, so you could probably, if you wanted to, pull this whole panel off. I'm going to try and wire it in just to here. Now then, I've been told what the wires are. I'll put them on the screen now. So they're the wires we're going to be looking for and splicing into. Now the way we're going to do that, we're just going to cut a little bit of this electrical tape off, probably a strip, maybe two. Obviously we want to keep it nice and, you know, to the bodywork. And then we're going to splice in here and run my cables back through here, same way through underneath the seat and into the boot. So I'll show you guys that now of me running the cables. Okay, so slight change of plan. The left speaker does actually need to go to the left. Some reviews say that you can run it to the right hand side, so you run the power down one side and you run your speaker cables to the other side. That's not the case. I don't know why, I can't seem to see it, but anyway, the twisted pair on the driver's side for the left rear speaker is the white and green and brown and yellow. So there is a green and white, don't confuse the two. It's the twisted pair there. That's the one you're going to need for your rear speaker. So that's the ones we're going to be splicing into. I know it looks a bit of a mess and I know it looks scary, but it's going to be okay, guys, I promise. So, power cable's in. I've wired the speaker cable in the exact same place as before. Like I said, I'll mess around with this once it's all connected and I know it's working. These are called T-splice connectors. You can pick them off of eBay, like £3 for like 50 of them if you really want. We're going to be using red ones today because the speaker wire is so thin, so that's where the speaker cable's going into. We may go up to a blue, which is slightly bigger. You won't need yellows for this. But anyway, this clips into the wire, so you just push that down and it slices into our white and green cable. So obviously I'm going to pull this just so it's slightly slack, clamp this around it. Now we may make a slight cut into the wire itself and then clamp onto it depending on how these cut, and then we're going to crimp the speaker cable. I've just dropped one. We're going to crimp the speaker cable onto the end like that, so it's like that. Then you just slide that into, so once it's clamped together you slide it into there. So I'm just going to give myself a little bit of room in here. As you can see, it's pretty fiddly, especially having, because they're twisted pairs, it makes it even more fiddly. And now I'm just going to pop that onto there. Hopefully you can still see what I'm doing, kind of anyway. Just need to get this yellow and brown one out of the way. There we go, so I've pushed it into it. Just going to close it up. And that is, yeah, the yellow and green connector done. So I'm going to do the same with the brown and yellow, which is the other twisted pair here. And then we're going to wire it up from there. So I'm just ever so slightly nipping the insulation. Just to kind of get it started. Now you guys are probably all wincing like, oh my god, he's using a Stanley knife that close to his finger. And yes I am, but I'm used to it, so. Once again, I'm trying not to cut through the cable itself, so you just want to cut the insulation. Okay, so done both my splices now. So as you saw before, I've just made little nips in them. Slide the splice over the top. You are going to need to use blue ones. I'm probably then going to use red ones, I think, to slide onto the actual thing itself. So the speaker cable is going to come out of here. Now then, white and green is the positive, brown and yellow is the negative. So if we correlate that to these two, the one with the black line I think is going to be the negative, the one without is the positive. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide these onto here and then I'm going to crimp it with a crimping tool, and then connect them straight into here, and then work on the other side. Now I'm going to do the other side off camera, but it's the exact same thing. I'll let you guys know what cable you need to splice into, but other than that, exactly the same as this. So there we go, the still one now wired up. So I've got the neutral into the brown and yellow, got the positive into the white and green. That's how they're going to look, and they're going to sit underneath like that, with obviously all the cables nicely tucked up into here. So now, like I said, onto the other side. Okay, so now on the driver's side, so on this side, your positive wire is white and brown, your negative wire is blue and brown. So those two there. So I'm now just going to run the exact same thing, pull this seat up a bit, run my cables through here, through there, into here, plug it in, and in theory, once I connect the battery up, the sub should work, but we'll see. Okay, so I forgot to mention the ground connection. I'm going to put it. Just tried the whole system all wired up, and I don't think it works because of the ground. It could be another problem, but I'm pretty sure it's the ground. Now behind this panel here, there is a ground just in there, a proper ground. So I'm going to use that as my ground, and then at least I know the ground is perfect. To get this panel off, there's one screw here. I'll show you on the other side. There's one screw there. Make sure if you are doing it on the light side, you take the light out, but I'm doing it on the non-light side. And then there is also another screw, if I can find the panel. So it goes on like that. The other screw is up top right, so you need to basically just pull all of this out, and the other screw is kind of up here somewhere. So I'm just going to screw my ground onto there. I'll probably just remove this carpet a little bit just to get all the wires underneath. Screw it onto there and we're all good. Okay, so I've now run my ground wire. It's going to go through here. You can pop this carpet out just by popping this panel off. It's gone up here. That's my ground cable, and it connects to the actual ground connection there where a lot of other grounds are going to. So I'm going to put this all back together super quick, install my amp again, try again, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so I found out what this is. This is your ignition live cable. So we need to plug in one of these into an ignition live. So I'm thinking where my boost gauge is, so I'm going to run it all the way down the right side to where my boost gauge is, and I'll show you where I've got an ignition live there. Okay, we got it working. So I'm going to run you through the whole kit, the way I've done it, and everything. Everything up to this point has been correct. So the ground into there, the power into there, the splicing into here. The only thing I didn't know was what this blue cable was. I now understand. It's simple. Once I got told exactly what it was, I understood. This blue and white cable is your ignition live. So when you turn the car on, everything wakes up. So what I've done is I've run it back towards the driver. Same place, same thing, you know, past my splices that I've done here. And what I've done, obviously everyone else can do it different, but I've run it into my boost gauge connection. So this is just like a it's called a Wagyu connection. It's just a clip, basically. It's clipping on, and these wires then go into this, because I know when I turn the ignition on, these come on, so there's power to this. So basically you can do it from here, you can do it from your head unit if you want. You could probably, one of these wires is ignition live. You just need to be able to find a way to test the wire. So basically when you turn the car on, the power comes on with it. So I've just spliced it into here. Obviously this will all get put back together, but now when I turn it on, so when I turn it on, I'll turn the music off because obviously copyright, but you can see it's blue light. I'll turn the ignition off, blue light off. So that's where I powered it from. So this is your ignition live. You've got your speaker cables, you've got your ground cable which is in there, speaker cables here, and main power feed that comes out through that grommet, which I haven't put on yet, but I will, onto your battery. So there we go. That is how you install a sub onto your car. So it's all working, all good. I'm going to tidy this up, so obviously tuck it all away, cable tie it, blah blah blah, and put my whole car back together again. These are all just push clips and then just a few screws here and there, but it's all good. So guys, thank you for watching. It's been a long learning process. You could probably have this done in an hour and a half, hour, if you watch this video thoroughly. and watch how I've done it, you could have it done in about half an hour, because you know exactly where everything is. But yeah, it's taken me about probably 2 hours with recording, explaining, you know, researching stuff, so about 2.5 hours. But anyway, thank you for watching. Remember to like my Instagram, which is going to pop up here somewhere. Remember to like, favorite and subscribe. Let's really push for those 200 subscribers, guys. If this has helped you out or anyone else, remember to kind of share it around. The more we can share it, the better. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. So this is with it, I guess it's ported.